Hello and welcome to Spinster's Library. I'm Claudia and this is the 22nd episode in my Bookish Favourites Advent Calendar series, and you can find the rest of the Advent Calendar linked in the description box. Today I want to talk about one of my favourite boarding school novels and a very recent discovery of mine, and the book I want to talk about today is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This is a children's novel published in 1905 and it combines some of my favourite story tropes. So, first of all, it is, as I've just said, a boarding school novel, and boarding schools are my favourite setting for pretty much any story, but it also is what I consider a reverse Cinderella narrative. So it deals with issues of wealth and poverty and switching from one to another. Now, since I've said reverse Cinderella, you can imagine which way the switch is going in here. So let me tell you about this story. The main character is a girl named Sarah Crewe who is sent to live in a boarding school in London, and her father has made his money in the British Army in India, so she comes from a very wealthy family. And she goes to this boarding school for basically privileged girls, and there she is treated like a little princess. All of the girls, all of the teachers love her, and she has the best things. She is treated to the most luxurious room and the most luxurious clothes, and for her that's just normal because that's the family she grew up in. However, then her fortune changes and suddenly she's plunged into poverty. Now, all of a sudden she has to give up her amazingly big room and she has to start working for her money, and all of the teachers and all of the schoolgirls that had treated her like a queen bee suddenly fall away and don't want anything to do with her anymore. The reason why I find this story so attractive is because the main character, Sarah, is a fantastic main character in that she is really someone that you can look up to. Whether you're reading this as a child or as an adult, I think we can all learn a lesson or two in grace and behaviour and in how to treat the people around you from Sarah. Even at the beginning of the book, when she's a spoiled rich kid, she treats her classmates, her teachers, her friends with a lot of respect, and I like that the author in that way kind of subverts the spoiled child narrative, because traditionally in literature, rich children are often the baddies and poor children are the good kids. But what Burnett does very deliberately here is that she doesn't equate morality with wealth. So Sarah has this very strong sense of her own place in the world and of her own influence on others, independently of her wealth at any point in the book. I don't know if this makes sense. If you've read the book, you probably understand what I mean, and you can probably tell me in more clear words. But really, I really admire Sarah as a main character, and I loved seeing this story through her eyes, because on the one hand she has this very childlike sense of wonder and curiosity and optimism about the world that I, as a jaded adult, have long since lost. But on the other hand, she also goes through her life with an incredible sense of maturity and of respect for others that, like I've just said, we can all learn a thing or two from. The mixture of the boarding school setting, the reverse Cinderella narrative, and a really strong and amazing main character. And then also built in is this kind of fairy tale aspect that people know and love from Frances Hodgson Burnett, from her novel The Secret Garden as well. Both of these have the feel of a fairy tale in them, in a way that just adds that little bit of magic to the story and makes it a really beautiful read, especially now around Christmas time. Let me know what you think of A Little Princess. If you haven't read it and you love The Secret Garden, I would really truly recommend it to you. It does have a bit of a different feel and a bit of a different setting to The Secret Garden, but it definitely has the same fairy tale magic about it that I think you will really love. See you tomorrow, and thank you for watching. Bye!